Using the Meyers-Briggs personality test, we can better understand how our personality falls. Learning more about ourselves is a great way to dive deeper into understanding our individual needs, desires, and what makes us happy. What if you're a rare personality type? What if, despite still being categorizable, you don't fit into the usual expected boxes? Could you recognize an INFJ when you see them? Hello everyone and welcome to Highly Successful You. Today we're going to talk about the 10 signs you're an INFJ, the world's rarest personality type. For an excellent reason, INFJs are the rarest personality type. It's a mix of introverted intuition, extroverted feeling, introverted thinking, and extroverted sensing. Often these people are misunderstood because there aren't many INFJs in the world to compare them to. These loyal friends, empathetic and organized employees, and exceptional leaders are always seeking to do what's right, but intrinsically tied to the opinions of others. The common signs we will cover today can help you identify the INFJ or determine if you might be one. Sometimes they're hard to spot, and there's enough overlap that you might be mislabeled altogether. So with that, let's get right into it. Number 1. No one else realizes you're introverted. INFJ commonly have circles of friends who bring out the most extroverted part of them. The INFJ will constantly need to recharge their social batteries after encounters. They're good at appearing completely natural and comfortable throughout any interaction. Their strength in these social situations comes from an ability to use their extroverted feeling to better navigate the feelings of people around them, which allows them to blend in like a social chameleon. They can assert their presence in a room for others to use as a focal point for interaction, making other people feel safe or comfortable. People who know an INFJ may not realize how often they think socially depleted because these people are such social butterflies, the thought may never cross their minds. Number 2. You become a mirror to other people's feelings and emotions. An INFJ will often find themselves adapting to the morals and behaviors of those close by. This behavior allows them the motivation needed amongst a group of other highly capable people to help push them forward towards their often desired perfection. However, this is also often a detriment as they can be dragged down into negative circles, usually falling into self-destructive habits and addictions like those around them. This is because the INFJ mind adapts to those around them and thus will mirror their thoughts, feelings, behaviors, and more. Number 3. You're a perfectionist to a fault. INFJs constantly strive for perfection, which may lead them to procrastinating out of fear of failure. Realistically, they can complete the project they're afraid of failing with a quality far surpassing their peers, but the INFJ doesn't see it that way. They're seeking absolute perfection, refusing to cease in their pursuit. The critiques an INFJ faces can overshadow the praise, washing out positive feedback because of the negativity. This attention to detail can make even a mild success incredibly difficult, but when they succeed, they do excellent work. Number 4. You're focused on your future. INFJs are always looking toward their future. Using willpower, they'll manifest through relationships or employment. This often means they'll give up on things they don't see a lot, like preemptively looking for a new job or prematurely ending a relationship. They find themselves being highly critical of circumstances in their past, with a particular focus on negative experiences they were exposed to. As a coping mechanism to avoid the negativity of their memories, INFJs would often much rather live with their minds laser-focused on the future than deal with the past. Number 5. You can power through any hardship. INFJs have incredible stamina in the face of difficulties, struggle, and trauma. Even if it seems like they're losing, they're hanging on and pushing forward towards that future goal. These types always surprise people with their resilience because it looks like nothing brings them down. The INFJ astonishes others with their ability to tackle any problem as it comes, as well as push through hardships, setbacks, and seemingly impossible odds. If you're the type to look at a massive challenge and think, "I've got this," then you might be an INFJ. Number 6. You're usually right. No one is always right, but the INFJs give that theory a run for its money. INFJs are constantly proving themselves correct. Whenever it comes to a logical process, they'll often be dead on the mark. Honestly, when it comes to it, and they're wrong, it's usually because all of the information wasn't available when the logical processes were assessed. This falls back on their need for perfection. This will often result in them not saying anything until they have all the information needed. But the moment they do, they're ready to share their knowledge and prove their usefulness. Number 7. You're focused on righting wrongs. The INFJ has a heightened sense of empathy and feels compelled to protect those who can't defend themselves. This will often earn them titles like social justice warrior, leading to many INFJs taking up careers in areas they can help the most, like medicine or charity. They're terrified of being seen as a bad person, so they have a solid motivation to do what they believe is right. INFJs will stand up to bullies on other people's behalf, or go out of their way to help people through a difficult time. Their sense of empathy makes it easy to slip into shoes of others and approach a situation with compassion and care. If you've ever felt like a constant peacekeeper, you might be an INFJ. Number 8. You need loyalty in relationships. For many INFJs, this can make or break things from the beginning. They value loyalty above all else. But they'll also be some of the most loyal people in return. They'll often check the loyalty of those closest to them, making some uncomfortable. Once an INFJ knows that they can trust you, they're fine. But often, they'll remove people from their lives if they don't feel loyal or trustworthy enough. Even something that seems trivial to most can change an INFJ's entire perception of a situation. They can learn to blanket trust people over time, but only when they learn to stop expecting perfection from everyone around them, as well as themselves. Number 9. You feel quite guilty. The thing about INFJs is that they jump between zero guilt and being overcome by it. This is because of their innate fear of being seen as a potentially bad person. It causes them to try to do what's right at all costs, but when that doesn't work out, they internalize and overwhelm themselves with that guilt. INFJs are also often very susceptible to guilt as a manipulation tactic. Their confidence in their good person status is inherently linked to the behaviors and opinions of other people. It is a distinct vulnerability that they hold when dealing with others. Number 10. Freedom is very important to you. Being so focused on the future, the INFJ visualizes their paths forward based on where they want to be. This requires a great deal of open freedom. Taking away this freedom or setting up roadblocks can often cause the INFJ undue stress or frustration. The path they've chosen is often highly calculated, and anything getting in their way can cause anger, frustration, or a sense of hopelessness. Freedom is just as important as perfection. If that freedom isn't uncompromising and open, it's not perfect. It's a balancing act for the INFJ, often, and can cause an internal struggle in many. The INFJ is in tune with themselves and others around them, but often crippled by their own sense of freedom and perception of what it means to be a good person. The INFJ focuses obsessively on external data, strives for perfection, and struggles to function with their offbeat personality in the outer world. However, they're also deeply empathetic, thrive in high-pressure situations, and are social chameleons who can blend in effortlessly with any environment. However, better understanding yourself and your personality as an INFJ can help you cope with these quirks with healthy mechanisms and hobbies like gardening, cooking, and yoga. And that brings us to the end of today's video. Are there any thoughts you'd like to share? Drop them down in the comment section below. If you enjoyed this video and you want to hear from us again, be sure to hit that subscribe button before you go. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.